Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about kind of a heritage filler, but one that's also still extremely popular. It is, of course, Restylane. Restylane was the first widely known about, widely commercially available hyaluronic acid dermal filler, and it's been around for absolutely donkey's years now. It's made by a company called Galderma, and they also make the toxin Azelur as well. I don't think there's anybody who is into non-surgical aesthetics who hasn't heard of Restylane. I think you could literally go to any corner of the globe and somebody there will have heard of Restylane. It's that ubiquitous. It's been around for such a long time that in a way it's almost become synonymous with having hyaluronic acid dermal filler injections, in the same way that Botox has been synonymous with botulinum toxin, even though Botox is just a brand name. So, you know, people will say, oh, I'm just going to get some Restylane in my lips, and everybody will know what that means. Although I think maybe now Juvederm is probably more popular, certainly here in the UK. Restylane contains 20 milligrams per ml of hyaluronic acid. It is cross-linked. This particular type also contains lidocaine as well. You did used to be able to get it without lidocaine, but here you can't anymore. And the syringe that I'm flapping about at the moment is 0.5 mils. Obviously it also comes in a 1 mil as well. I'm thrilled to report that it comes with a 29 gauge needle, which is excellent. I hate it when they come with a needle gauge which is too wide. It's a lot more painful to use a needle with a wider gauge than you need to. What's the point? Restylane was really the workhorse of the range, so it used to be used everywhere, you know, like temples, cheekbones, under the eye, nose, lips, nasolabial fold, chin, jawline, marionette area. Probably it was diluted and put in the chest and in the neck as well, so you can dilute it with saline, for example, to change the properties of it slightly. Although I think that doctors playing with the rheology of dermal fillers is a lot more common in the States, where maybe they don't have the same kind of access to a very broad range of types of filler that maybe we would have over here. So it's not uncommon to, for example, hear of people hyperdiluting Restylane or even Radiesse. I do think though that that will start to change as more and more companies invest in being able to get FDA approval. And one of the reasons why it hasn't happened so far is because a lot of the more innovative companies like IBSA, who make Profilo, are much smaller and they don't have the budget to be able to do that right now. I'm guessing. Obviously that's a total guess. And actually with the volumes of Profilo that they must be selling now, I don't know, hopefully it will be soon. One of the complaints that is often levied against Restylane is that the consistency of it is grainy and it doesn't integrate well with the tissue. Certainly you can't use it in the same way that you would maybe use Belotero, for example. With the Belotero you can inject it extremely superficially in the skin and you will not be able to see it. If you did the same thing with Restylane, 100% you'd be able to see it. It would look bumpy, very nodular. And it's issues like this which led to people talking a lot about this Tyndall effect when they're trying to use something which is not designed to be injected that superficially, and they're creating these lakes of filler under the skin which has got a different light refractive property and it makes it look bluish. If you're going to inject it at the right depth, I think you're all good to use Restylane should you wish to. It's not my product of choice, but it's good. I know that price can sometimes be a factor when people are deciding what product to use, and certainly here at least, amongst the products that are widely known about and widely distributed here, Restylane probably sits at the more inexpensive end of the market. So in summary, is Restylane an okay product to use? Yeah, of course it is. It's great. Would I use it as my product of choice? Probably not. But that's because, for example, with this 0.5 mil of Restylane, I would probably use a Belotero instead, because you can inject it a lot more superficially and the result that you would get is a bit different. And that's just my patient demographic. Maybe in areas where somebody would want to have, you know, a lot more volume placing in the lip, then Restylane would be absolutely great at doing that. Okay guys, that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section below if you've ever had Restylane and if you liked it. And I'll see you again here next week. See you later.